Hello there, welcome to another episode of the Allotment Dram. This is a series of short videos where we talk about different whiskies in the surroundings of our North London allotment. You join me today, as you can see, on another lovely, as you're getting on for mid-November, lovely afternoon here. Bright blue sky, it's been quite sunny, it's quite warm actually for this sort of time of the year, so it's so very pleasant indeed, very peaceful as well. You know, literally just me. I've literally seen a couple of other people, and it's just me and the sort of birds tweeting and so on. So, but of course I am here for the Allotment Dram. What is it today, I hear you ask? And today I've picked Kilchoman, the 2009 vintage. So this is from Kilchoman. It's a distillery on the famous whisky island of Islay. And there's currently 9 distilleries, and when it opened in 2005, it was the first distillery to actually have opened and started production on Islay for over 120 years. And there's since been Ardnahoe as well, which is open, which has taken the total to 9 distilleries. Yeah, so set up by the Wills family, and really with the whole sort of field to bottle sort of ethos at the centre of what they're doing. So they own some, basically Kilchoman's built on an old farm, so they actually grow some of the barley on the fields. They then harvest it. They've got their own floor malting as well, so one of only a few places in the whole of Scotland that actually do any of their own floor malting in the very traditional way, where they lay out the malted barley. Then they obviously produce the spirit, and then they mature everything there as well. So really the first time anything ever leaves the islands, 9 times out of 10, is when it comes across to sort of retailers, and then obviously spreads around the world. So yeah, lovely place. If you ever get the chance to visit, it's if you look at the map of Islay, it's a sort of horseshoe shape, and it's right on that sort of western side of the horseshoe. So sits, you know, not very far from the coast at all. So literally the next stop, if you look out, the next stop is America basically, and so it gets properly windswept. Both times I've been there, you know, had sort of lovely look around, but the weather's been absolutely dreadful both times. So it really puts it into context that it's a difficult place to make whiskey, but yeah, fabulous spot if you ever get the chance. But so let's have a look at this. This is the Kilchoman 2009 vintage. As I say, it's distilled in 2009, then been matured in the old bourbon casks, and then bottled in 2017. So at the time it was one of the older releases, 8 years of age, so it's one of the older releases that they've actually put out, and part of a series of limited editions where they either do like a vintage like this, or they do different single casks, you know, for different occasions. Or there's also the Kilchoman Club as well, which you can become a member of. But yeah, just, you know, very traditional but very innovative at the same time. So lots of releases sort of out there, as well as a very nice core range too. So let's have a look at this. As you can see, a lovely, almost like pale lemon yellow colour there. Yeah, so we've got this lovely vibrancy to it. So let's have a smell. Yeah, it's got a sort of freshness. So obviously with Islay whiskies, 9 times out of 10, they've got some peat to them, and this has certainly got some peat, but it's on that slightly sort of lower end of the scale. It's certainly not leaping out of the glass like an Ardbeg or a Lafroig, or even something like a Lagavulin or a Bowmore. It's got a little bit less sort of smokiness and peatiness than that. And then this lovely sort of honey, it's like a honey golden syrup, and quite a sort of malty, biscuity sort of quality. It's got that sort of oat cakes that you have with a cheese selection sometimes. But yeah, smells very, very nice indeed. So let's have a taste. So to start with, it's actually lovely. Wasn't really on the nose, and maybe because it's a little bit cold today, the glass is a little bit cold, it didn't really come out. But there's a lovely sort of appley quality that mixes with that sort of oat cake biscuit and that sort of malty, like a quite a heavy malty sort of loaf of bread or something like that. But then comes this smokiness, and it has this sort of earthy quality. It's not really the sort of medicinal seaweedy iodine-like quality that you get with a lot of Islay whiskies. It seems to be a bit softer and gentler than that. It's got a touch of sweetness to it as well, maybe bitter sweetness, because again it doesn't have that full-on acrid medicinal quality. But let's have another taste. Yeah, and then you've got this sort of honey, vanilla, bit of almost like a milk chocolate, maybe it's white chocolate, something like that in there as well. And it's just kind of helping to balance all these slightly more savoury notes and that sort of fruitiness that we've got. So yeah, delicious. Very pleased. We picked up this bottle some time ago now, and as you can see, it's taken a bit of a hit, but very, very nice. I mean, it was a limited edition, so it's unlikely that you may find a bottle of that now, other than on an auction, of course. But I'd urge you to try other Kilchomans. As I say, there's a few of them in the core range which are very nice as well, and particularly if you like smoky whiskies but not the full-on smoky whiskies. These are the sort of mid to lower range of smoke and peat. So yeah, wonderful, and very warming on a sort of November afternoon like this. So that's about it. Again, thanks for watching, and from myself and the Kilchoman 2009 vintage, we'll bid you farewell. We're going to get on with some more glamorous jobs. We've got some weeding and some manure spreading to do, so yeah, rock and roll. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Cheers now.